Thank you so much for tuning in today. You're listening to The Adam Messer Show. I'm your host, Adam Messer, here in the studio. This is the third anniversary of our radio show. I'm here in the studio with Josh Vasquez.
Hello.
My good friend Josh Vasquez and my good buddy Terry Drehmel.
Howdy.
Howdy doody. And my good friend Bobby Nash is on the phone with us.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey. And of course, we have Sebastian Messer in the studio. So, Bass, you mind playing some live music for us? Awesome. Thank you, Bass. Thank you very much.
Cool.
So this is the second hour. For those of you who are just tuning in, we're celebrating the third anniversary of this radio show. Yeah.
Happy anniversary,
Three
man.
years. 3 years. Crazy. And all of y'all have been a big part of it. You've been on the show multiple times. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
We could do the Wayback Machine type thing. Bobby, when you first came on the show to today, what's going on the last 3 years for you?
Well, I've written a book or two.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot of writing. Let's see, the last 3 years have been.
If you don't count last year, which was a decade long.
Yes.
Truly.
Well, the last 3.5 to 4 years have been pretty rough on the family side of things, but professionally, it's been nice. I've gotten a lot of work done. I've traveled a lot, done a lot of conventions, met a lot of very cool, interesting people. Got to do some fun acting gigs, and so a lot of that has been pretty cool. It's been I got laid off from my job it's been 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago now. So I've been just keeping busy and, trying to, hey, I survived an apocalypse,
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about that because I wouldn't have thought that I would survive that sort of thing. So, so there's been a lot of, again, last year being the anomaly, but before that I was doing a lot of conventions, a lot of traveling, and so it's been pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of conventions and stuff, are you planning on going back this year, or?
My first convention of the year will be next month.
Oh, okay.
I actually have 3 different events next month. One of them's virtual, and 2 of them are one-day in-persons.
We're going to be doing the first Books and Brews for the fundraiser for the Ronald McDonald House, July the 10th. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the front porch in Pooler. That'll be pretty nice.
Nice.
That's the first event that I canceled all the events last year. So we'll be going back to...
I haven't done it last year. In 2020, I did one convention. I did a one-day show that was here in Atlanta. There's a one-day comic convention called the Atlanta Comic Convention that they do 4 times a year on a Sunday. We did one, and then that was the only thing I did. So I haven't done a show since February of 2020.
Yeah, I was going to say that was...
If you know me, that's a long time.
Oh, yeah.
It is amazing, though, how much extra work you can get done when you're home on the weekends.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy you say that, though, Bobby, because there's this guy that I follow on TikTok, and he does comics and all, and he said that he recommends that if you're like an upstart, don't do conventions. You should do conventions if you have like yourself, you have a ton of stuff or whatever that you can sell. But if you're like brand new, it's not always the best thing. And then the other thing too with conventions is like, and I don't want to sound funny here, but there are people out there who sell these $20 prints, and like a lot of times they're infringing on IP. And but people will buy it. People will buy like these prints for $20 that they, whatever.
Because people that are going to the convention, they're not thinking about it in those terms. What they're thinking is, I like Harley Quinn.
I got a cool picture of a poster
I like Harley
Quinn.
Yeah. So, but I kind of, there's a part of me that agrees and disagrees with the whole, if you're starting out, don't go to conventions. I would say if you're starting out, don't go buying a $400, $500 table at a big convention.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely suggest, if you're just starting out, find these local small cons where they'll either give you a free table or your table's going to cost you $20. Go show your stuff off.
Yeah.
Get out there, start building your brand. Even if you don't have anything to sell, have stuff you can show off, have stuff you can give away, postcards, some art on it, or something that leads to your website so people can follow you, because that is the best way to when you have something to sell is if people know who you are. And because when I started doing cons, we had a comic we stapled together. We ran off the photocopy, stapled it together.
Old school zines. Yeah.
Here's what we're doing. And we were selling them for $1 a piece, and just to show off our work. And that led not only to people getting to know us for what we were doing, it led to the convention inviting me back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do disagree that you should not. I mean, everybody's different, but if you want to get out there, and because you need to get used to talking to people, you need to get used to selling your books, because whether you're a salesman or not, that's what you're doing, and you have to get used to dealing with people in that regard if you're wanting to get the work out there. Now, there are successful people that do books that never go to conventions, so I mean, they're it's not for everybody, but if that's what you want to do, I would suggest, find a local one.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I host these different events. I always try to keep it very affordable. Even like when I first started doing it, I was charging was it like $50 a table, Josh?
Yeah,
something like that. It was something. It was weird because I tried to do that, and then the last one I didn't charge the authors anything, because we partnered and they had space for us. But that's one of the things, man, that I noticed with these conventions and all that, table fees are expensive for some of them. Right. And then the other thing too is like I'm not knocking anybody, and I'm not pointing anybody out, but a lot of times they don't have any vested interest in like the small fry indie author, artist, or whatever. They put a lot of their attention on their, people that are special guests or whatever. And so I've heard these nightmare stories of these folks are like, and I'm talking about people that actually do try to sell stuff, not the folks that are I mean, if you're putting $300 or $400 out for a table fee, that's a lot of product you have to sell just to break even. For sure.
Right. I don't. You have to kind of know what you can sell, know your expectations and all this. I would love to set up at New York Comic Con or San Diego, but I know with what I have, I would not break even. Because plus you got to buy all those books that you're going to sell,
right? And
you've got to get them there, and I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. And as much fun as it is, I don't suspect I would do this. Okay, especially right now where I have more prose than comics. Comic shows, I'm not selling a ton of novels.
Well, even like local author stuff, man. Like honestly, here in Savannah, it's just, if you're not doing something with like cosplay or something like that, you get people that come out, but and it's really, it's kind of strange too, because if you're an indie author, you don't get a lot of play. You just don't.
Like I said, you're really there. A lot of it is getting people used to seeing you, networking opportunities, get to meet other creators, get to know other creators. I mean,
well, this guy, I thought it was cool because this guy went from doing conventions to really focusing on his online community, and so he's been building like his Patreon is one of the ones that he's been doing, but he's got a podcast and he talks about comics and all that, and really interesting guy. I thought it was neat because I was thinking, like I like doing the local events too, but I've honestly had better interactions with people outside of Savannah. In Savannah, it's like hit or miss.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times it does seem like I live in the town I live in is called Winder. I get nobody here cares.
Right.
I can't get our local library to do anything. Our local bookstore, we have a little local used bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
They won't do a thing with me. But I can go outside of Winder, and I got people wanting to, come do a signing, come do this, come do,
Yeah.
Well, profit is.
But in my town, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Well, we got a couple of local shops here that they're pretty cool about having books and all, but when it comes to coverage or anything like that, I think honestly, my show is the only local show. Well, we have I focus a lot on authors. We do have a listening to literature, and two is Lee Riches and what is his name? PT Bridgeport. They do a literature show where they talk with authors, but there's not really a whole lot of local play for authors. Bill Cooper's show, they do a lot of like entertainers and actors and stuff like that. So but yeah, it's really difficult. I feel like to get. If you're not getting out there in front of people, and one of the things I like about doing the videos and stuff like that is like that's a way to connect with people, and they can kind of check your stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but it's like TikTok. Josh, you like TikTok too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like
I'm more of a consumer than I am a creator, though.
Yeah. I make little videos, and Josh and I are always sending like little silly videos back and forth to each other, but it just seems like I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard to get it out there.
It's one of those things too. It's like to be a writer or an artist or a creator of any kind. It's weird that when you first start out, it's just like you want to pour all your energy into that. But as it becomes a business for you, you realize that writing the book is only half the job.
Yeah,
I spend a lot of time trying to get books in front of readers. As an indie guy too, I don't really point my efforts toward bookstores.
Mm-hmm.
That's I go straight toward readers because I'll sell more that way.
Sure.
But you have to you spend, and you guys are probably doing this too, you spend a good portion of your time trying to figure out ways to get your books where the readers are, to find the readers, to promote stuff, to do whatever. And it's a lot of work, and it's and you never know what's going to work or not work until you try it.
Yeah, sometimes things work for one book and then they fall completely flat for the next one, and you got to change up change up what you're doing.
Truly.
Yeah. Yeah. So true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, like reaching out, thinking back to 2014, I think is when I emailed Adam, just because I was reading the Do Savannah section in the weekly paper. Came out I think on Thursdays. And it had all the little stuff going on in Savannah, music and different events and whatnot. And I, just happened to cross Adam's column at the time, Geek Fringe, and he's writing about I forget what I want to say the first one or that I noticed he was writing about Savannah Line Games, which is a game store out in Pooler. Hey, what's up, Bill? How's it going?
Yeah. On the radio, not on the air, Mike.
Nothing on the air?
No.
Okay. Well, Adam's not here, so.
I'm just saying there was just nothing.
Wow, good thing we're not getting paid.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I guess we'll just keep talking. I'm sure it's recording.
We've been told we're not on the air, so I guess we can say anything we want.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, come on. You take all the fun out of radio. Man.
All right. Cool.
Well, let's just keep the conversation going there. I mean,
I guess we could do that. Keep the conversation going.
I can say the whole thing about, for me, my motto is obscurity is its own reward. And so for me, basically, I've been just going to local, maybe 3 or 4, 5 places that I'm being well received, and just that's pretty much the extent of what's going on. They buy what I have, and I've been happy with that. So it's been working out. I mean, when things take off, we'll be ready for it. But.
Well, I mean, that's what I originally wrote mine too. Is like, this is the zombie story that like I want to write,
Right.
or want to read. So
Right.
like, it is kind of for me, but at the same time, I put it out there for other people to read and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that's
Yeah.
the fun part about it. It's supposed to be fun, or otherwise it's a drag, and you
Mhm.
know, who
Yeah.
wants to? You could go get a job and
yeah,
have it be a drag. So
Yeah.
if you're going to be an artist, why not
that-
enjoy it?
yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like, you know, a lot of times people get the idea of like being an artist or you know a writer or working with some kind of art form and all that. It's just like kind of this mystical, like yes, I'm
Yes,
communing with the muses and they're telling me what to create and all that. But it's a job. It's a lot of work that goes into it.
Oh
you
yeah,
know? Like,
absolutely.
there's-
The
you
nuts
gotta-
and bolts of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely not just sitting there at the computer typing away like you see in the movie, like a montage. Like there's a lot of other stuff that goes on.
Well, of course,
into
it doesn't all say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There's a reason The Shining is a movie. So. And a
Well,
book.
it's also too, once it becomes a job for you, you start finding reasons to not do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like any other job, you start. We have this instinct to like rail against doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that's one of the biggest things. Kind of going back to what Adam was talking about earlier, and working out in the heat and everything. Like it's just like I get done working, in the daytime, and like now I got to come home and try to sit behind the computer for a few minutes and get some stuff down. And on top of with me, I've got young kids, so my home life is always got something going on. So it's always it's definitely work.
Yeah, and it's what's there's this old joke is where it's like I'm a writer today. I'm going to write.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
There's always that but first. And,
But first, yeah.
Yeah, and I always think of like Stephen King and all that, and how there's like books that he's written, but he has no memory of like writing those books just because he was drinking and possibly doing other substances at the time, and he doesn't have any memory of doing that. And it's like, oh well, maybe that's the key. Maybe
So he like plugged into the cosmic consciousness, and he's
Yeah.
just right.
maybe I just need to.
Yeah,
You just need to hit
there
that creative point of blackout.
Yeah, I saw this one meme on social media where it was this frazzled looking guy looking at it and goes, "Who wrote this crap? Oh
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah,
That was me.
yeah. That's exactly. Or you'll get like an idea when like you're in the middle of like I don't know, like for me, like my day job, and I'm like, when I get home, I'm gonna write some stuff, and then I get home and I'm like, dude,
That's how I was this week, Josh. I was like, man, I was just whooped.
yeah,
I was whooped.
yeah. It's getting warm out there. It's June, so
yeah."
yeah, it's all good.
And that nice Georgia humidity,
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I do industrial electrical work, and so it's very physical and demanding. And I don't know, with this, it's not even hot yet. It's just June.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's only in the like low 90s, I think.
Yeah, but it wasn't so much that, but it is part of that. But where I was working, the equipment I was working around was like 150 degrees.
Yeah,
I mean, like not figuratively, literally.
yeah.
And so you're up there broiling, and you're like,
Hey, who's making lunch? Oh wait, that's me.
That's that.
like you drop 20 pounds and by break,
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, that's why I always look forward to summer. It's like I normally lose a few pounds because I
Yeah.
sweat.
Right.
Yeah. You lose it the wrong way. It's like, my shirt was drenched and wet, and then you get off and you're like, oh man, I want to work on this, and the last couple of days I've just been just kind of recuperating, just from being a meat grinder of a week.
Yeah.
But you got to get back on the horse. You
Showing
got to
up.
get that stuff out there, right?
Really. Yeah.
Well, taking care of yourself is important too. I mean, I am very bad about not taking days off, and then eventually my body just goes, yeah, I'm not doing anything today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to schedule at least breaks for yourself and things like that. I mean, yes, it's harder to do when you have the full-time day job too, and family. And we have all these things that we juggle, but it's you can easily wear not only physically, but you can mentally exhaust yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you get into the zone.
Well, it's usually like when I finish a comic book, I'll kind of like take a fast for a week and not think
How you doing, Bill?
about things. Try not to create anything. Try not to come up with anything, just so I can clear my brain out.
We got Bill Cooper in the studio.
No.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, we're
Lovely.
doing good.
Good to
We're
see
doing
you.
good.
Ditto.
How's the show going?
Oh, super. Absolutely super.
Yeah. What role do you play over there?
I play William Wise, a true character who, anyway, he lived in Savannah in 1734 at the beginning of the city.
Yeah.
Was only a year old. And it's just an interesting story about him and what happened to him. And there's 2 other stories at Savannah Underground.
Oh, nice.
And they take a historic story, 3 different stories. I'm in the first segment, and then they do it again 2 other segments, and they call it immersive theater because you stand around the audience stands around. They'll light one scene and then they move them over to the next. But they take 3 actual historic stories, and then they come in with the ghost aspect of it because this being the ghost city, they bring that into it, and it really worked. We're getting terrific reviews, and
That's awesome.
it's doing good. I'm very happy and proud to be here.
Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
doing our third anniversary show today.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so and Bill just celebrated his 4th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I can prove it. I'll show you my license.
And you got the postcards from Lowell show.
Oh yeah, that's
that
doing
you do.
super.
Yeah,
That really
that's a
is.
fun show.
Yeah.
That show he does like the Wednesdays on his Facebook or whatever, and you do like a story from when you were a kid. And then
It's
you do, like, a little
20
comedy
minutes. It
stitch.
started off as 15, but
Yeah.
popular demand we had. It.
Sure.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's the first 5 minutes is a true story from my childhood.
Yeah.
Actually happened.
Yeah.
And it's usually funny the way it ended up or what happened in it. And then I go from that to trying to get a date for Chad, my partner here on this show, right? Trying to get a date for him. And we have people call in trying to date him. And then we talk about it the
I'm
following
not allowed
week.
to date, man. My wife won't let me date. So I'm not worried about that.
I don't think Chad wants to date you anyway. That's-
Yeah, you're at the bottom of his list. He'll get these. So anyway, that's it. It's just a fun time. It's good. I started that a year ago during the pandemic. I said, not enough happy people around. Let's give them a few laughs. And every week we've been on. And thank you so much for you gave me a website, postcardsfromlowell.com,
Yeah.
and you post it every week, and I can't thank you enough. It's really
It's my
taken off.
pleasure, yeah.
Outstanding.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
You keep doing the funny.
Hey, that's, I was born to be funny. Someone else was born to laugh, and I love it. It's a good company.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we're just talking about storytelling and all. So
I always say,
and everybody,
has a
Bill's
story.
got his show right after this one at 5:00.
And I won't interrupt anymore.
No, you're not interrupting.
Nah.
I have
Appreciate you coming
hanging
in.
around to do out front.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks, Bill.
And enjoy.
Thank
Good
you,
to
sir.
see you. Thank you.
Bill Cooper, everybody. He's a actor, a writer, a comedian.
Bill of all trades.
Bill of all trades, yeah. Yeah, he's a funny guy. Have him on the show. I was on his show last week. We were just chit chatting, shooting the breeze type thing. It was fun.
Cool.
So what time is it? Oh, we gotta do the studio break in a minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I think it's one of those things like you just kind of you have those periods of time where like I've been feeling off track this week because I haven't really done any work on my writing,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I just haven't had the energy.
Yeah.
I've just been whooped.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out a balance between work and writing and it's one of those things. You just gotta. I guess if you want to do it, you got to get out there and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true enough. It doesn't write itself.
That's right.
Or it
Well,
does
wouldn't it be nice if it did sometimes?
Yeah.
AI, that's what's next. They'll just write their own books,
Well, I saw something where people are doing that with articles now.
Mm-hmm.
I can believe it.
Yeah,
I think
they're
I've
like,
read some of
"Ugh."
that stuff because it was just boring,
Garbage,
man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Well, I do know there was one night I woke up in like the middle of the night with this great idea. So I picked up the cell phone, opened up the email, and just did the text-to-speech thing to get my idea down. Went back to sleep, got up the next morning, opened it up, and went, what the heck is this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because text-to-speech does not work well when you mumble.
It doesn't help when you mumble or have a southern accent because
and I have both.
yes.
Yeah, well,
Siri does not understand what I'm saying sometimes. I don't feel like my accent's that thick.
Did you say you wanted chili cheeseburger fries? Like, what is that? Chili cheeseburger fries?
yeah, well,
Like, what?
poutine.
Yeah.
Well, it's that thing. I think I found some of my best ideas in my pocket after the wash. There are these kind of little crumpled up masses of paper that so that had to be a good one because it's gone.
Well, I know there's a lot of stuff from like things that I've written down in notebooks in high school, like little stories and stuff that I would write when I wasn't paying attention in class. That I've reworked into my zombie series and other stuff that I've done over the years.
It's funny how an idea, you can come up with something and you go later on, you go, really, I thought of that?
Yeah. Even like the stuff that you cut out of like your book. I mean, never.
Yeah.
I don't delete anything. Just save that idea because you might use it for something else.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of stuff Frankenstein into my zombie series from old stuff.
Well, it's good to have backup material if nothing else. I think,
Yeah, I think talking about Frankenstein and stuff. Remember how we were talking about like going off the rails and like just over the top. So like this third vampire novel book, I put in some wild, crazy stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like over the top. I was like, hey, and Josh's like, yeah,
do it. More over the
with
top.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, last night I saw a movie on Sven Gulli that was a vampire gunfighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah.
But it was like somebody made a movie out of Universal. They made a movie out of that. So I mean, anything's possible.
It stands out too.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Even if it is bad.
How many vampire gunfighter movies are you going to look at?
Yeah.
I mean, really, this is.
Like I think about that movie, Cowboys versus Aliens.
There you go. There's another one, right?
It's like, why is this movie? Then you watched it. It's like, it's actually kind of fun.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Or the Godzilla versus Kong, like two big
Yeah.
things fighting and all that. It's just dumb entertainment, and that's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Well, we got to do the station announcements, and we will be right back.
Treasured natural resources. Beyond their beauty and cultural significance, the impact of trees are far-reaching and compounding, spanning from economic benefits to health improvements to climate change resilience. Trees are woven into every aspect of our lives. Savannah Tree Foundation protects and grows Chatham County's urban forest through tree planting, community engagement, and advocacy. More information is available at savannahtree.org.
Do you own a small business? Do you want to get your message out to a dedicated, loyal, and active audience? Then make WRUU part of your company's marketing strategy. Our listeners aren't just passively listening to us in the background. When your company underwrites with WRUU, you're getting their attention, and you're also supporting Savannah's only community radio station. It's an act of both self-interest and community spirit. Connect your brand with WRUU's passion, spunk, and hyper-local focus by choosing an underwriting package that fits your company's budget. Email underwriting@wruu.org for more information. Thank you.
This portion of WRUU Savannah Soundings programming is provided by listeners and by Brighter Day Natural Foods. Brighter Day Natural Foods has been serving Savannah's healthy food and supplement needs since 1978. It is located at the corner of Bull Street and Park Avenue. They have available online ordering and curbside delivery, and now a walk-up window for smoothies, juices, and sandwiches from the deli. They are open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 12 to 5:30 p.m. on Sunday. More information can be found at brighterdayfoods.com.
All right, everybody. So we're back. I want to just wish everybody a happy Father's Day out there to all the fathers.
Excellent.
And so we're just sitting there chit-chatting, talking about doing the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Weird.
If you're, well, you obviously couldn't hear it if it's on the radio.
Yeah, if
right
you're
now.
listening to this radio and you can't hear us, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to send a message.
Don't change that dial.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to send a message because it's apparently it's playing on the
It's on the internet.
Web.
On the web, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
The World Wide Web.
Yes.
Let me
DARPANet
y'all
to
continue
those
the
of you.
conversation. I'm gonna send a message to the thing.
Cool.
You're
Well,
sending a message
You have
to
been
the
listening
thing.
to
Yeah.
Dead Air.
yes. yes.
Weird. I mean, like
Every disc
I've got
jockey's nightmare.
I got everything set up on the board, the soundboard, and all.
Mhm. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Right? I wish I
Unplug it
could.
from the wall. Yeah.
The tower
Go
just
out to
like
the
blinks.
tower.
and my internet's like not working.
yeah. Yeah, you know, it is
Oh
what
my
it
gosh,
is
are
to
you
be like
serious?
that.
We're having so much fun. We really don't care. you
Yeah.
know, it's-
This is just for us.
It's gonna work on the podcast because I mean, like
course.
it's recording.
True.
If you're listening to this on the podcast, we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah. So,
yeah, well, you know.
you know, like we said, B- work.
I wish I could do B- work.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, this is just a dry run.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna do another 2 hours.
Yeah, we're gonna
after
We'll do
polish
our
this
best
thing up.
stuff.
For
Yeah.
real when we're done.
This
yeah.
was just practice. Yeah,
We'll all get our radio voices on.
we're like,
You're
hello.
listening to WRUU.
Hello there.
That's cool. That's cool.
Uh,
You know, that's the thing about some of this stuff. There's a limited few that are going to, A, get it in the first place, and B, appreciate it like you
I think
really
there's only
want
like a
them
couple
to.
people actually going to be listening too.
Well, it's
Terry.
okay. I don't
via the radio. Yeah.
Whether it's 1 or 1,000,
I
you know,
know,
you
right?
gotta still got to do your best.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, so let's see what we've been talking about storytelling, we've been talking about getting the work done.
Talking about the third anniversary.
third anniversary.
It's
of
a Bill. It's
this
it's
show.
playing on the web, but it's not transmitting over the tower, and I can't get the web. I can't get the program host group to pull up. So I don't know.
Huh.
You get Dave's number?
I think
It's,
I don't have his number on me. Do you have it? Can you call him?
probably being broadcast in
Yeah.
space right now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, they're listening to us on the International Space Station.
Sure.
Like, what is this?
This is great.
We're bouncing off the
Yeah.
satellite.
No, we're staying up here.
Radio free.
That's what's
Cuba.
going on down there.
We're those hillbillies from Atlanta.
Exactly. They could set something up for you right now. I guarantee.
They
you.
could. Yeah, they could. Just like that. Snap of the
Vacuum
finger.
tubes and mason jars.
Maybe
and
this
stuff
is like the apocalypse.
Yeah, we didn't know it, but
We
the
went
world
off air
ended. Yeah.
when the apocalypse started.
Yeah.
So it's just us few, us chosen few.
We'll have to fight
There's
our way
people
back
like
to our
listening for
families.
help from like the powers to be and all that stuff. What is this radio show? This is not helping at all.
No, what are these guys
Don't they
doing?
know what's going on outside?
They're not trying to give me
Fiddling.
any kind of information to tell me what to do.
Fiddling while Savannah burns. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're good.
yeah. Should do like a short video about like a radio station during like the Civil War, like in Savannah.
You know, it'd be great if we just started doing like some kind of an Orson Welles thing.
Yeah.
You know, where we're like,
Okay,
we'll
so
be back. With
Darlene
you
says that
shortly.
she's listening to on the radio.
Yeah,
Is she listening to us on the
Yeah,
radio?
it's on the radio. She said
Well, maybe they
radio.
just blacked out. They blacked out Savannah.
maybe.
Maybe this.
Street.
Maybe yeah.
The street.
It's just the street, right?
Could
yeah.
be.
We-
We do get interference from that Charleston station.
Those
I know, it
guys.
cuts in, yeah.
Yeah, so
Hey,
maybe
those
we're
are-
getting
those
interference
guys.
from them with the.
We should go over and talk to those
Yeah,
guys.
because Darlene says she's listening to it
Throw a
on the
rock
radio.
at them.
Yeah.
So we have been broadcasting.
Thank you, Darlene.
We are on the air. Thanks for being on the air with us.
Oh my gosh! I take back everything I said.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have to machete our way.
We're gonna have
back
to
the house.
redact this. Yeah.
We're like the zombie apocalypse. It's like how do we get back to our families in tow?
Yeah.
So
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, we got it on the radio.
so
That's
so
good.
now we have to go back to being entertaining
Yeah,
again.
so do we have to-
Get off mute.
I guess we should get back on topic.
Dang it,
What was the topic again?
zombie apocalypse.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right, and Darlene says she's enjoying the show, so thank you, Darlene.
Okay, cool.
I'm glad.
We appreciate you letting letting us borrow your husband for the day.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us know if we're on the air as well.
Absolutely, it's taking all of
we had that little lifeboat out there, and then the ship was sinking.
Yeah.
Bill's like, "We're off air, we're off air."
Oh, I know.
Like, oh my gosh,
Oh well.
what are we
Weird.
gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't post in the group then.
Women and
Good.
children we're done.
Man, we would, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, Bill got here and it was like, we're done.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
So,
How was the show last night, Bill?
excellent. Mary Ann came to that one too.
Nice. I saw Julia Gulia came, right?
Yeah, she brought her mom.
She's a local
We had
comedian.
two other friends come,
Yeah.
and actually another one who's trying out and probably will be doing my part, and we'll rotate on.
Oh, good. Give you a day off.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. Then I can start doing that writing you wanted me to do.
Nice.
so it'll be.
So Darlene has a question here. It says, what was your most exciting show you had in the last 3
oh
years?
wow.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Was that the one when the zombie hamsters attacked?
Yeah.
Well, there was this one where we went off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say this one, Darlene. This is like
far and away.
it's like they say, "What's your best work?" It's like this one.
This
my
is
next,
it.
my
I
next
told
story
you, man.
is my best
When it
story.
goes off the rails, it's always fun.
is.
It
is
is
a lot
always
better.
fun.
Truly.
She's like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah. Man, we got a comedy show.
We're gonna have to have a Scrabble playoff tournament the
I
next
think
time.
so, yeah, for sure. On the air. But there's
on air.
certain words we can't use.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't think
Cuts
those,
me down.
I think Scrabble cuts it out too, doesn't they?
I've never.
Vulgarity.
I'm talking a board game, not that electronic stuff.
Oh, we're
Yeah, I
talking
know.
about
We-
Scrabble with the tiles, you know.
We don't have like a guy on a ladder looking over us watching what we're using for words or anything. So.
Boy, I don't know though. You guys playing a board game might not be the most exciting of audio podcasts.
You got a point. I never thought of that.
Not unless you have somebody doing color commentary, which I
Absolutely.
volunteer to do.
Have you ever listened to baseball on the radio?
Oh, yeah.
We
Oh,
could do
yeah.
a play-by-play. And here comes Terry Drehmel. He's got his race car. It looks like he rolled a 3 and he landed on Park Place. Is he going to buy it or rent it, or is he going to be bankrupted? We don't know.
We'll find out next turn.
We'll
Yes.
find out next turn.
Okay.
Bill Cooper's in the wings. He's got Vermont Avenue.
That's it.
Connecticut.
That's all I need. I can
He's
win
got
a game
hotels
with
in
Jeff
all of them.
Vermont.
It's a bold strategy. We'll see if it works out for him.
I'm saving my cash.
Bill's got a
I
history
wonder
of
what's
going.
going through these competitors' minds.
Yes,
What
exactly.
what is that? Why is Terry pulling out a separate set of dice?
They're loaded.
Got a loaded set of dice.
Yes. Those are my special Monopoly dice.
He got he's got his own polished Monopoly dice.
Hold it a second. We went from playing a word game to Monopoly. I mean,
I just went with
oh, okay,
it
I
off
see.
the
It's
rails.
just off the rails.
We,
There you go.
from Bobby's like, saying, I was like, oh, okay, we'll just run with it.
Well, it's
Get a little shtick here and
some
there.
of our best work. Right?
All right. So
If you
3
do
years.
Scrabble, make it look like they do the poker tournaments where you're
Oh gosh, yeah.
only the audience can see the tiles you have.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And they're watching your hand to make sure you don't accidentally, kind of slip one in
Right.
there or something.
Right.
He's got some tiles up
You got a
his sleeve.
postcard, some Lowell shirt there?
Wow.
Oh, the Savannah Underground shirt. There you go.
Underground.
They gave you a shirt
Underground.
finally. You're official.
I'm official.
Nice.
So, how long you been
We're-
working for the
We're
city?
giving them some free advertising, huh?
I mean, afterwards we talked to the people who came. They loved it.
They
They're
loved it, yeah.
surprised. It is just well done.
It's because you're there, Bill.
No, I'm part of it, but really, the crew is great. The ones that put
I
it
know,
on,
man. They're awesome people.
They're good.
Yeah,
people.
they're
In
awesome
fact, I have
people.
two of them coming to my show tonight.
Oh, that's
Cool.
awesome. Who you got coming
I
tonight?
got the two that are in the scene with me,
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Yeah, I know you've been. I
Young
know
man
you've
and
been
a
having
young
them
lady.
on.
and that'll be on at 5
Nice.
o'clock
Cool.
on some radios.
Some radio.
Some radio somewhere.
Apparently,
Some web browsers.
Apparently, it's just like right here where you're not
So if
getting
you-
it, but
So it's like a blackout, like if you were
South Side. They're picking it up on the radio.
outstanding.
So
Cool.
Yeah.
that's good. That's good news.
You guys will just have to have a listening party at Josh and Darlene's house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have a listening party for sure.
Have like all 10 of our listeners.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
This week,
You
everybody
mentioned the
gather over
fundraiser.
here. Yeah.
that's right.
Like half the audience is in the room right now.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's exactly. You hit it on the head, Josh. Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So 3 years. Where do you see yourself 3 years, Adam, with the show? What are you doing? Who you interviewing?
Pearl.
Well, I know I'll probably have y'all back on.
That'd be fun.
I like having Bobby on like a couple times a year
Mm-hmm.
because you're always a fun guest, Bobby, and.
Well, I figure in 3 more years too, Sebastian will have a whole band in here with him.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Could be.
You know,
Yeah, for sure.
We'll have to play pre-recorded music because you'll be too busy to
He won't. Yeah, he
swing
won't-
by and
he'll
just
be
throw down
big
some
time with me.
licks.
He'll be big time at me.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I don't have time for you, Dad.
Just play it off iTunes.
just license it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll
Talk
be-
to my agent.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm your. No, you're not.
No, yeah.
You're not.
No, Dad. I saw what happened to Brittany.
family is family and business is business.
I know, right? I really don't know, Josh. It's kind of crazy because I didn't think I'd be here for 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
This last year with the COVID though, I was on like every week.
Mhm.
And doing the call-ins. I mean, this is the first time really. I've had 3 people in the studio since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, like I've had people in 3 times. Yeah, so 3 times we've had people in the studio, and then today is the 3rd time. So,
Sorry.
I don't know, man. It's interesting. I'm booked up through August already.
Yeah.
So it stays pretty booked.
Well, you keep a pretty steady guest list of people coming in.
Yeah. I've done over 200 shows.
Yeah.
So
Outstanding.
yeah.
In 3 years, you've done over 200 shows.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. Well, and you've also interviewed international road racer Dave Roper. That was one of my favorites.
Oh, Dave was a good old fella. Maybe the next time he comes into town, we'll have him in there. But he usually is racing when he's in town.
Right, he's out at Roebling, so it'd be kind of hard to squeeze him in. But you never know. You could talk to him.
Yeah. It's really funny, too, because I'm just going to put this out there. But, the regular, like the same kind of thing with the convention, Bobby. Like regular folks are the ones that they're like, oh, yeah, I'm on the radio. I've had people who are, I'm not going to say, but there are certain people that they don't even acknowledge being on the show. And I'm like, oh, what's up? Hey, Chad, how you doing? And so I'm like, I have more fun sometimes with people who are just non-celebrity
Yeah.
than I do with some of the celebrity folks, because some of the celebrity folks, it's just like, oh, well,
Just another show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for them. For me, I'm like, oh, that's a big deal, but they don't ever acknowledge or recognize it. So I'm like, oh, But the small guys, they're like, oh man, we'll, I'll share it, I'll post it, I'll do whatever, and that's one of the things I really appreciate, because I'm like, well, I know it's indie radio.
Yeah, but it's networking. You're trying to connect with people, and you do a great job interviewing people. I mean,
I have fun
it's
with
conversational.
it. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have fun with it. I think that might be the goal for the next 3 years, just to continue trying to have a platform for independent creators, small creators.
Mm-hmm.
I do like to try to, especially when it's somebody local or something like that, or like I had Jonathan Mayberry on last week. He was a lot of fun to talk with.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
He's a big name, I guess, as far as his publishing and all, but he's a real down to earth kind of guy, because he got started. I think he was in his 40s when he first published.
Cool.
Yeah.
So real down to earth kind of guy, and I want to talk with more people like y'all and like him, and so maybe that's what.
Yeah.
But I don't really have an outline or a plan, I guess.
Yeah, well, I don't really.
No. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like like a job interview here, Adam.
Yeah.
3 years from now, where do you expect to see yourself?
Yeah, hopefully.
Management,
not with this organization.
middle management. Yeah, right.
I'm not going to be here, right? Like what?
I'll be in the big time.
Yeah, right. Speaking of the big time, you're listening to WRUU LP Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Sonics Community Radio with Global Soul.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
but bump.
You don't have a sound button for that?
No, we
Man,
don't.
you really should get some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the big time guys have that.
Yeah, one of those long trombone
Right,
noises.
yeah.
Or like Charlie Brown, like the adults are all like
Kazoos, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could. The best thing I got is Sebastian playing live.
I would say that.
Yeah, that's better than anything I could get.
Absolutely.
I can whistle.
Yeah?
I can whistle. Yeah.
Oh, I hear dogs coming down the street right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing the theme from Mayberry. That's great. So, okay. Well, on that note,
And that's the show. No, I'm just
Yeah. All right. Here comes Andy Griffith.
such a strong point to end.
it's really got to end on a high note.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Just I enjoy it. I have fun with it, and I just want to connect. I'm always talking about building relationships.
sure.
And that's what I enjoy doing. I don't care so much about the big time stuff. I mean, I'd like to make it big time, but if I did, I don't think I'd really be any different.
Yeah. Well, you can tell too, especially like you said, not to call anybody out, but you can listen to episodes of the show, and you can tell when people are there to talk about what they want to talk about, and sell whatever they want to sell. And then there's shows where people are just there to let's just have fun and talk, have a conversation.
Well, you listen to the podcast a lot.
Yeah,
after
I try to.
Yeah, and I always appreciate that feedback, and y'all listen.
Oh yeah,
and I love the feedback.
That's our Sunday afternoon. It's a great time to
Yeah.
have something like this on.
But yeah, sometimes and I'm not knocking anybody, but there have been times where I'm like, oh man, I got to make it to these 2 hours. And then there's other times where I'm like, man, it's already been 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
You hit that midpoint break, that hour break, and you're like, I got to do one more hour.
I'm like, ooh, baby. Like, how am I going to do this? So tell me about the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because it is different being on a live show. I think because there's so much out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking about getting burnt out on like TV shows or reading or whatever. There's so much stuff out there that I don't want to do some kind of regurgitated formulaic garbage. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd rather sit here and chit chat and shoot the breeze and have fun.
Yeah.
Of course we're going to talk about like what you're working on, or
Right,
projects
learn
you're
something
working on
about
or
people.
whatever,
Right.
but,
Right.
I think I tell you what, I think it's really funny though. And Bobby, you're very good about not doing this. You're really good about always trying to share and promote your stuff. But I can't tell you how many times I've talked to an author and they could not give a summary or an overview about their latest book.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm like, you don't have your pitch down?
Yeah.
And that goes back to kind of like that sales part of it. And I'm not saying that everybody should be a salesperson, but like you wrote it, you should know what it's about.
Yeah.
You should still be able to say it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even if you did like you said, King Kong and Godzilla, like it's a RoboCop with King Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I kind of know what that is already.
Yeah.
But
like Aliens versus Predators. What's it about? It's about aliens versus predators.
if you liked Aliens versus Predators,
Yeah.
you'll really like.
Alien versus Predators 2.
Right.
That's right.
Electric Boogaloo.
That's something that always blows my mind though. Like when I talk to folks and they're like, they just kind of, and I guess maybe it's whatever, but I feel like the writing is a big chunk of it. But when you're putting it out there and you're talking about your stuff to somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
like if I said, hey man, I want to have spaghetti. Like I've been talking about spaghetti all day, right, Bass?
Yeah.
I've been talking about spaghetti all day. I am one of those weird people that likes ketchup on my spaghetti.
Okay.
Yeah, Josh is like, what?
Okay.
I mean, I've heard of this concept, but
Sebastian is
never
laughing.
talked to one of you animals alive.
That's right. But if I say I like ketchup on my spaghetti, you're like,
Hold on. I need to stop you right here, Adam.
Yeah.
So, instead of spaghetti sauce, you use ketchup, or there is ketchup on top of?
In addition to. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I just like ketchup on it.
I can hear
and my wife always is like, oh,
Yeah.
and I was joking because
Which,
there's an Italian
as
place.
she should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear Chef Gordon Ramsay shrieking in the background.
Like,
right
what?
now.
And it's so funny because there's an Italian place. I was like, oh, I bet you they got good spaghetti.
Yeah.
And and then like it was so funny because what did you say, Sebastian? He was like, yeah, but you always put ketchup on it. And I was like, I wouldn't on the authentic stuff. And then like I tripped on this sidewalk that was like the little step was up. He's like, that's because you angered the sketty gods.
Yes. Yes. Revenge of the Sketty. Yeah.
And I was like, you're so wrong for that. He's like, you angered the Italians out there. And I was like, but if you know that you like a certain thing, or if it like kind of talking about your books or whatever, like if you're not jazzed up about your thing,
Yeah.
I mean, nobody else is gonna be like, oh, Josh, I just love that as much as you do.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna love ketchup on the spaghetti like you do.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No.
Which
He's,
I know you don't
he's
like.
trying to affect you,
I'm
Josh.
still trying to
You haven't
Don't
tried
look
it.
into-
mentally process
Don't
that.
look into his eyes, Josh. He's trying to change.
He's got dead eyes.
He's going to get us all putting.
His eyes are red with ketchup.
We're all going to go home and put ketchup on
There are
spaghetti.
probably people out there cussing my name. Like,
Zero
You're a rebel,
stars.
man. Wave your freak flag high.
what's the grandma's name? Sicilian grandma. I can't remember the name, but there's some Sicilian grannies out there like, give me the spoon. I'm gonna beat him with it.
I thought you said it was a Sicilian gremlin. Oh, that sounds like a
that's
whole
it.
book
Same
genre right there.
the Sicilians spaghetti gremlin. Spaghetti gremlins. There we go. That's our next
Spaghetti
book.
Gremlins.
The Spaghetti Gremlins by Valhalla Books.
There you go.
We'll do an anthology on it. It has to be all about Spaghetti Gremlins.
Could be it.
They're
Could
on
be
the
a month.
hunts.
They're on the hunts.
Yeah.
Oh, that was outstanding.
That's where I need like one of
damn
those little sound bars. Oh my gosh.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, how about you, Bobby? You like ketchup on your spaghetti?
I don't eat ketchup on my spaghetti, but
Am I the only weirdo here?
I've never tried it. So I
Oh,
can't
I know
say,
Sebastian doesn't like it like that. What about you, Terry?
No. I'm not going to go there. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a weirdo, but I'm not going that far.
I will try anything, but
Terry's like just nonchalantly said, "I'm a weirdo, but not that weird."
Well, you got to draw the line someplace.
I'm not a psychopath.
I'm not a psychopath.
I thought Ted Bundy ate that.
Hand me that ketchup,
Ketchup on my.
I like my.
I like ketchup on everything.
For some reason, Adam ends up on death row. It's like, what's your last meal? And they're like, no last meal for this guy. We're done with that.
You got him, Josh. This is the first time on radio, I believe, that I've seen Mountain Dew shoot out of somebody's nose. Adam is just.
I'm sitting there trying not to.
Oh, that was excellent.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
For those of you watching at home.
Oh my god!
Prison guards are just like, they've seen some stuff.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
we're
not
not
that,
doing
not
that.
that.
No,
No way.
sorry,
Seen
buddy.
this.
Get
Just-
out of here.
I'm
You don't belong on this earth anymore.
It's the chair for you, buddy.
Darlene's like laughing her head off.
But bringing back the noose.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! We're gonna
That could be why they came back with the firing squad and stuff, just
God.
because of that.
the spaghetti incident by Guns N' Roses.
Oh gosh, I guess so.
Oh my gosh! Darlene says too dang funny. That's
Yeah.
why.
That's us. We're too dang
We
funny.
should put like that as
Can we
like
say
a.
dang on the air?
Yeah, you can say
Okay,
dang.
all right. Dag nabbit.
Dang, dang.
Okay.
We should put the ketchup on the spaghetti as like a little Easter egg in all the Valhalla books.
You know that could turn into a thing now.
I like how Josh went from like being a weirdo to like death row,
Yeah.
Well,
like off the rails.
Off
just
the
like,
rails. That's what I'm
telling
saying.
just straight up electric chairs.
Yeah.
90
Like,
degree. Yeah.
He's like,
Oh, yeah,
no,
yeah.
no last meal for this monster.
You know how you like that food? That's weird. What if you died for it?
Yeah, right. What's on the menu? No, I don't
What
want to
if
know.
you died? Like, yes. What's wrong with that guy? Why is he in death row? He likes ketchup on his spaghetti.
The monster.
Oh my god! What a monster!
Hide your babies.
Kill him! Like what?
The
the
villagers
mob out
are
front,
coming out with
yeah.
pitchforks and everything.
You're a monster.
Frankenstein was just a regular guy, just like ketchup on his spaghetti.
He liked ketchup on his spaghetti.
We'll let you slide at it. Come on, man. I mean, really.
Last minute reprieve from
I
the
get it.
governor.
Yeah.
You're allowed to live, but no more ketchup for the rest of your life. That's a trip.
I
man.
just think that's going to start a trend.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever's listening out there is going right now. I got to try it.
Man.
It's like
I probably offended every
I don't think
Italian and Sicilian
Well,
out
it's a
there.
big thing now is people putting stuff on food and like, this looks gross, but it's delicious.
Like I would never put ketchup on a taco.
My wife was trying to convince me to
I would
put
never do that. But
mustard, yellow mustard on
the watermelon?
On watermelon, yeah.
Yeah.
She saw that someplace, and I was like,
good for
"This
her.
is disturbing." Yeah, I did it. I was
I like
dragging feet
mustard
all
on
the way,
my
man. I was
pretzels.
like,
We got to wrap it up, boys.
okay.
Got the last minute. Bobby, thank you so much for being on the show, man.
This has been Condiment Talk.
The Adam Messer Show brought to you today by the letter ketchup and the sociopath of death row.
It's like blood.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh, okay.
he wants ketchup on his spaghetti. No, you're gonna die, you monster.
Well, that's gravy
I
on
saw this
French
thing
fries.
recently there where they make mustard flavored ice cream.
Oh, come on.
There we go.
Yeah, that does not sound good at all. But
No.
What's next? Horseradish? Ooh, yeah.
Why would you put that negativity out there in the
Yeah,
world,
really.
Adam? Why would you do
Oh,
that?
I do like ketchup on my spaghetti.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
true.
That's true.
Like everybody in the studio is like, what?
We're all backing up.
Like,
I don't know if I want to publish with Valhalla books
Yeah,
anymore.
they're like,
yeah.
you're not the guy that I thought you were.
the title
anyway.
of Adam's autobiography.
Yeah.
I like my ketchup on my spaghetti.
I'm gonna remember that.
I'm gonna call it spaghetti. I'm gonna call it dealing with my spaghetti gremlins.
Yeah.
Spaghetti gremlins.
The spaghetti monologues.
Yeah, there we go. thank you very much, Bobby, for being on the show today.
My pleasure.
It was a ton of fun. And thank you, Terry, and thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Yep.
This has been our third anniversary. If you don't listen to anything else but the last 5 minutes of this show, it'll be worth it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You always got to wait till the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody. Up next are the Savannah